The 10th annual Boston GreenFest takes place August 11th through 13th. To tell us what's planned is a member of the event's planning committee, Mela Miles. Thank you very much for being with us, Mela.
Thank you for having me.
First, when I say GreenFest, people who haven't been to one of these, I'm saying, is this just about gardens? I'm sure there's a lot more.
This is an amazing 3-day festival. It's international. We have people coming in from all over the world. We have music. We have films, we have eco kids, things for children to do with eco art projects that they can participate in. We have forums, we have Transportation Tomorrow Today forum, we have an International Youth Summit on Sunday morning. So and we also have vendors, we have exhibitors, we have the Eco Ride and Drive. We have all kinds of information to help us to become more green and to live a more sustainable life.
Well, in your past, you've been a community activist, an advocate, you've been an entrepreneur. So what got you on this track?
I just really believe that we only have one planet. We're all on it together, and I got involved because of air quality issues with my son when he was a boy. We lived when he was young. He's 29 now, but when he was about 9 years old, about 20 years ago, I got involved in environmental justice, and I really went into it because he had asthma. And I realized that the air quality and the air that we all breathe was so important to all of us. And I watched this little child gasping for breath. And I got involved and started a nonprofit for parents of children with asthma. And then it was just, the rest is just history. I've just been very involved, and I've gone up level by level to where I am today, working with economic justice. I'm in the environmental leadership program, senior fellow, a national environmental leaders group. So there's a lot of things that I've done since then. So.
Well, those problems with air quality are also about greenhouse gases, global warming. How is that reflected at this GreenFest?
So at the GreenFest, we'll have some films that are relevant to, so we have a Green Film Fest that goes on in a mezzanine level that's just kind of under the roof of City Hall up above the plaza, and you can go up a ramp there. We have a number of films that are relevant to what's going on with climate change. We have water. We're going to address the issues of water because water scarcity is becoming an international global issue. We do the Mass Water Forum every year, and we also bring that into the GreenFest. So people can come and learn about climate change in a very creative way that engages people right where they are. So we try to frame it in a way that it's informative, it's educational, but it's also fun and entertaining. We take a very complex subject and we bring it out in a festival so that everybody can come from the city of Boston. We present our neighborhoods, where we work, how we are doing gardens, because that's a food justice issue. And food scarcity is going on in different parts of the world right now. So.
This has been in the news, and we're talking with Mela Miles from Boston GreenFest. To engage people, what about engaging children at an event like this?
So the children get to go where we have a stage of performance artists, we have poets, we have all kinds of people, art projects that we're doing. We have something that we're doing with palettes. And so the children can come out, they can get in, they can get involved, get their hands into things that are going on. And even a bouncy house if you must bounce, because children need to bounce. So those sort of things are right there on the plaza, so that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can bring your children. You can go to the exhibitors and be educated yourself and interact with the community of Boston GreenFest. You can also take the children over and let them have a lot of fun. Now, there's a whole eco-kid space.
Another component that you're very involved in is eco-fashion. What is that?
Eco-fashion. So I study as a fashion designer. What we do is we do something called upcycling. So there's recycling, and that's just, keeping something from ending up in a landfill. Then there's keeping something from ending up in a landfill, like clothing or accessories or bed sheets or whatever, and taking those things and turning them into wearable goods that now have more value because they've been upcycled, not just recycled. So we upcycle clothing, we upcycle accessories, we do baby clothes, and then we present it in a fashion show format on Saturday afternoon, later in the afternoon around 5 or 6 o'clock. We'll have that fashion show, and you get to see creative ways that you can keep your repurpose, redesign, reuse, and restyle your clothes so that you don't have to just discard them. You can actually make them something better.
This is even better than just going to the secondhand store.
Oh, yeah. We had a sponsor of a thrift store for a number of years, and we would go and do a kind of project runway, like run through the store and just fill up carts, and then we'd go back and figure out what to do with it, and we'd upcycle those things. We even went to the thrift store and got those things donated so that we could come back and give people great creative ideas of what to do with something they might find in a thrift store. Some people took sheets and blankets and turned them into little children's clothing, and we took jeans and turned them into something else,
Well, if there's one environmental topic that affects just about everybody in the city, it's transportation. And there is going to be, I understand, a panel in connection with that as part of the GreenFest?
Yes, there is at Faneuil Hall on Friday at 10 a.m. is the Transportation Tomorrow Today forum. It goes from 10 to about 11:45. And we have a number of different folks who are looking at transportation in a green and sustainable way, and discussing some of the more poignant questions about maybe, is privatization good or is it not good? But how do we get more people onto more public transportation? How do we have more cleaner and greener cars that are on the roads? Those sort of things. So we have people from the MBTA, from the City of Boston's Transportation Department, like Vineet Gupta, the sustainability person from the T. I'll be there on the panel as well. So there's a number of us that will be there discussing these things and figuring out some solutions and some things that we can carry forth throughout the year to actually come to implementation, even a Hyperloop.
Now, before we remind people about the times and places, I just want to ask you about one other thing that's related to your work as an activist, but also about transportation. You've been a real champion of quality service in the Fairmount Indigo Corridor. Now there's this plan that's pending about maybe having that service extended to Foxborough. It's a gain for people in Foxborough, I'm sure, but what about the rest of the line?
So we're all for everyone getting better public transportation and getting more people out of their cars and onto one person in a car is way worse than 500 people in a car is worse than 500 people on a train. You have one vehicle taking all of these people. So we're not against any town like Foxborough getting better transportation, but this will majorly impact the Fairmount corridor in the sense that we have worked on this for almost 30 years or more, and now we're seeing that if this train goes down there, A, it could get filled up with people in Foxborough and we wouldn't be able to fit. B, all of our plans for the Indigo line to make it another rapid transit urban rail in the city of Boston, we don't know if those things will ever come to fruition. So we say, let's finish one thing. Let's finish building the Blue Hill Avenue station on this line. That would be the fourth of the 4 stations that were scheduled to be built. Let's put those more frequent running trains there, those specially optimized trains that could run there. And let's get some better marketing. Let's get more student accessibility and better ways to pay on the train. Those are the things that we've been working on. But if it goes down there, our fear is that we will never ever reach the full power of the Indigo line. It's not just the Fairmount line, it's a color within the spider map for the lower income and transit dependent communities of Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan. We need to see that come to its full benefit to those communities and not have it go somewhere else. And we need them to have their community benefit too, but not at the expense of our communities to the point that we never get what we need and we end up standing up watching someone else ride on a train that we fought so hard for.
Now, finally, back to the GreenFest, time and
Yes.
place for people who might want to go?
So the Boston GreenFest, it's our 10th anniversary Boston GreenFest. It will happen this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, August 11th, 12th, and 13th. We officially open at 12 noon, although we will have a forum at 10 a.m. on Friday. So we open at 12 noon, and then it goes all the way till 10 o'clock at night with concerts, all kinds of international performing artists, local and international, a number of different stages. So you can just hang out there, go to the wine and beer garden, have a nice drink, sit on the plaza, listen to some good music, dance. There's going to be a dance party with salsa and all sorts of things. So that's this weekend. And we want everybody from this area, from Boston, to come out and have a great time.
And you've got more details on the website, right?
Yes, bostongreenfest.org.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Mela Miles
Thank
from
you for having
Boston
me.
GreenFest.